It is not starting.
Starts.
Right. Now it has started. So, this is a electromechanical system. In the previous sketch also the same sketch is there. It is in, this is a hand drawn sketch. You can see there is one RLC circuit, and you can see this is the system, and here you have a similar system. Is scan बरोबर झालं नाही. गेलंच आहे ते वरचं. So here you can see there are two equations I have written below that. F of t is equal to K2 into I, whereas EB of t is equal to K1 into dx by dt. See this as given as a hint also in the problem, and I will explain that also. What it says, the force generated. This is a force generated on this mass M is a function of current passing through this particular coil, and the constant of proportionality is K2. So the force generated on this mass is F, which is K2 into I, where I is the current flowing in this coil. This is one equation. That is, it is common sense. The force generated is proportional to the current flowing in the coil. This is on that base it is taken, and K2 I have taken it as a proportionality index. Actually it is given in the problem. This problem is given as an exercise problem in Nagarath Gopal. This is not a solved problem, it is an exercise problem. You can go through that. It is at the end of the chapter, the exercise problems are given. This is one of the exercise problem there, unsolved problem given. Then second equation is EB, it is called as back EMF, is equal to K1 into dx by dt, where x is the displacement of the mass and dx by dt is velocity of the mass. So the back EMF is proportional to rate of change of displacement or velocity. This is what, and the constant of proportionality is K1. I have taken it as K1. It is given in the book also. These two are given as a hint. This is what it means. So here you can see if I is the current flowing in this circuit, then see what happens is the magnetic force is generated by this coil. This magnetic force, when it is generated by the coil, see it is not a perpetual motion machine. So to generate a force, it has to draw certain energy. So that energy or that voltage drop in the circuit is called as back EMF. This back EMF is given by the equation EB is equal to K1 into dx by dt. So this back EMF depends upon the velocity of vibration of this mass, that is dx by dt. That is what it says. So these two equations are given here. I have in the bracket I have put it here. Then to start with, I will start from the supply side. E is the supply voltage. Let us assume I1 is the current flowing in this loop and I is the current flowing in this loop. Why I have taken this as not I2 but I1, I only? That is because in the force equation, the current flowing in the coil is given as I. So that's why you have an equation F is equal to K2 into I. So here I have taken is I, and here I have taken it as I1, or you take it anything else. That is not mentioned. Here there is R is the resistance, L is the inductance, C is the capacitor. So the first loop, if I write the equation, for the first loop, this is a closed loop by using Kirchhoff's voltage law or Kirchhoff's loop current method, which we have already discussed in the previous class. So I will write down the equation, that is voltage drop in a closed loop is equal to 0. So the voltage drop here takes place about one resistance R and one capacitance C, and the supply voltage is E. So indirectly the supply voltage is the voltage drop across resistance plus voltage drop across capacitance. I1 is the current flowing in this loop. So voltage drop across resistance R is R into I1 of t. Then voltage drop across this capacitance is 1 upon C integration of I1 dt minus 1 upon C integration of I dt, because the current flowing in this capacitor is I1 in a downward direction and I in the upward direction. So as the first loop we are discussing, it is I1 minus I. So instead of writing down together I1 minus I of dt integration, I have written down separately. Then is equal to supply voltage EI, because there are only two sources of voltage drop in this particular loop. One is resistance, one is capacitance. So that should be equal to external voltage. Then I will take I1 as common. If I take a Laplace transform of this, if I take a Laplace transform of this, I have not written down that equation. R into I of S, 1 upon Cs I1 of S minus 1 upon Cs I2 of S, I of S is equal to E of S. So I have separated I1 and I. So if I take I1 common, then this is R plus 1 upon Cs, because integration is there, divided by S. Similarly, along with I, that is second loop current, that is 1 upon Cs I of S, that is with a minus sign, is equal to E of S. This is the equation number 2. Is it clear? Equation number 2. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then second loop. This is a second loop. In this second loop, there is one inductor, one capacitor, and this back EMF. This is a back EMF source, because to generate the force, it has to draw the voltage, and that voltage drop is equal to EB, that is called as back EMF, which is equal to K1 into dx by dt. So I will write the equation for the second loop. Voltage drop in the second loop has to be equal to 0. So that can be written as L di by dt. I is the current here, plus EB, I will write it as it is, that is back EMF, plus for capacitor 1 upon C integration of I of t minus I1 of t. For this loop I have written I1 minus I. For this loop I will write I minus I1, and there is no other source of voltage here. So there is no supply voltage here, so that is equal to 0. If I take a Laplace transform of this, L di by dt becomes Ls I of S, because this is a differentiation, one S will come here. This is a back EMF. I have supplied the value of back EMF. It is K1 into dx by dt. So K1 into dx by dt, dx by dt has to be replaced by S into X of S, because it is a differentiation. So K1 into X of S plus 1 upon Cs, because integration is there, divided by S, I of S minus I1 of S. 1 upon Cs, I1 of S, both I have written separately, and there is no voltage supply here, so it is equal to 0. Then next I will separate the variables. I have written down equation corresponding to I1 first. I1, there is only one term, that is 1 upon Cs. So I1 upon Cs with minus sign. Then I of S into bracket Ls plus 1 upon Cs. This is Ls is there and 1 upon Cs is there. For I of S, I have written down separately. Then corresponding to EB, we have K1S X of S. K1S X of S is equal to 0. So this is equation number 4. Then corresponding to mass. So in the scanning, that mass part has not come. So I will go back to the previous slide. If you see here, this mass M is inertia component. There are two springs of equal stiffness. So when there are two springs are in series, parallel, then you have to replace it by their equivalent stiffness. That is, this is K is there, K is there. It is as good as having one spring of 2K stiffness. And there is one damper F. So for this equation, force is generated by this coil, which is input, and the output is displacement, and this displacement is there are three components of this associated with this displacement: one inertia component, one stiffness component, one friction component. With mass m, it is inertia component is m d square x by dt square, corresponding to the spring k plus k, 2k spring stiffness is there, so 2k into x of t plus f into dx by dt. This is what the equation is written here. So m into d square x by dt square plus b or f, you can take either b or f. So in the sketch it is written as f, I have taken it as b by mistake. So b into dx by dt plus 2k into x of t is equal to f of t. So here if you take a Laplace transform, d square x by dt square ms square, it becomes m into s square into x of s plus b into dx by dt is there, so s x of s plus 2k x of s into, I have supplied the value of f of t. F of t you can see here is k2 into I of t, so k2 into I of s it becomes. So if you separate the variables, x of s into bracket ms square plus bs plus 2k plus minus k2 into x of I of t is equal to 0. K2 into I, this is not x, it is I. K2 into I of s is equal to 0. So this is the equation, third equation here, or sixth equation. I have rewritten those equations once again. Equation 2 is replaced by 7. Equation 4 is replaced by 8. Equation 6 is replaced by 9. I have rewritten those equations. What I have done that in those three equations, I have written first as coefficient of I1. Second term will be coefficient of I. Third term will be coefficient of X. Fourth term will be right hand side of the equation. Why I have done this? Because there are three variables. Three variables are, for loop number 1, current is I1, that is one variable. For loop number 2, current is I, that is second variable. For spring mass system, the variable is displacement X. So three variables are there: I1 first, then I next, then X third, and right hand side of the equation. In the first equation number 2, I have rewritten here coefficients of I1, coefficient of I. There is no coefficient of X in the first equation, and right hand side is E of S. In the second equation, coefficient of I1 is there, coefficient of I is there, coefficient of X is also there. So that is second equation, but the right hand side is 0. In the third equation, coefficient of I1, that is spring mass system, I1 is not there, so that is 0. Coefficient of X, I is there, that is K2, and with minus sign, and the coefficient of X is ms square plus bs plus 2k is also there, and right hand side is 0. So I want now the relationship between input and output. Our output is displacement. So I will write the equation for output, that is displacement X of S. If I want the output as displacement, that is the third variable in your equation. So first two variable coefficients will remain as it is. So equation number 1, 2, 3, coefficient of I1 I have written R plus 1 upon CS, then minus 1 upon CS, and 0 as it is. This is the first column, coefficient of I1. Then coefficient of I, that is second variable. First equation minus 1 upon CS. Second equation LS plus 1 upon CS. And in the third equation, it is K2 with minus sign. I have written like that. And the third variable I want it, so the coefficients of the third variable are not going to be written, but the right hand side has to be written. Right hand side for the first equation is E of S, second equation is 0, third equation is 0. So this is the numerator determinant. So I want x, so I am writing down the coefficients of other than x in the numerator and the right hand side. In the denominator, I have to simply write the coefficients of all the three variables. All the three variables, I1 variable as it is, this and this is same. The numerator, denominator is same. Second variable also same, numerator, denominator is same. Third variable, instead of right hand side, I am writing down the coefficient of the third variable x. In the first equation, coefficient of the third variable is 0. Second equation is equal to K1S. You can see here K1S. And the third equation, third variable is ms square plus bs plus 2k. Now I will simplify this. This multiplied by this into this minus this into this. This into this is 0. This into this is 0. That will vanish. Then second term minus 1 upon cs is added as it is, because it is second variable, minus sign becomes plus sign. So this into this minus this into this, that also becomes 0. Then the third one is this one, if you take e of s into this multiplied by this minus this multiplied by this. So this becomes minus of minus plus k2 upon cs, because this multiplied by this is 0. So e into k2 upon cs is the numerator. E I have taken it on this side, so it is a transfer function. So here I have to simplify this matrix, which I have not simplified yet. So you have to simplify that. This multiplied by this into this, minus of minus plus this into this, then minus of minus plus this into this multiplied by this into this minus this into this, then 0 multiplied by anything is 0. That you have to simplify. This is what is the answer. This is what is the answer for this. You can see, and this denominator determinant you have to simplify, because in this slide it will be very lengthy, so I have not done. You have to simply simplify this determinant. This multiplied by this into this minus of minus plus this into this, then this multiplied by this minus sign becomes plus, because second variable sign has to be changed. Then this multiplied by this minus this multiplied by this 0, then 0 multiplied by anything is 0. Only two terms will be coming to this problem on, so a simple spring mass as well as electrical system. Henceforth, now Professor Anand Deshpande will continue with remaining part of this particular Anand Kulkarni, not Deshpande. So Anand Kulkarni will continue with the remaining part of the thing which is there in the unit number 1. I want to give you guidelines here. So unit number 1 still not complete, but after this week we are going to stop the unit number 1, because the remaining part of the unit number 1 is electrical motor, electrical DC motor, electrical AC motor, hydraulic system, pneumatic system, fluid flow system, and thermal system. These are, you can say, one way they are can be treated as problems also, or can be treated as a theory portion also. So generally what happens is all those things are solved here in the book, and there is no variety so far in last 10 years question paper. There is no variety of problems available on that. So because only theory question generally comes on that. So we'll cover that after we cover the unit number 2, that is block diagram and signal flow graph. The reason for that is, if you have a background of block diagram and signal flow graph, then it becomes easier for you to understand the different system and how they are interconnected, like thermal system, fluid flow system, or hydraulic system, a DC motor, and at the same time you will come to know advantage of the block diagram is, by representing system in a block diagram form, you will come to know whether a particular system is an open loop system or a closed loop system instantly. Otherwise, you will not, if you study only physical systems, you will not come to know whether it is an open loop system or a closed loop system. So we'll stop here.
Excuse me, sir.
You can ask.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you brief it once again, sir?
The same problem or?
Yeah, it's the same problem, sir.
Okay. If you see this problem, here, this is one loop. For that, you have to write one equation. This is second loop. You have to write the second equation. This is a spring mass system. You have to write the third equation. This is basically you have to write the three equations. For this loop, the supply voltage is E and there is a voltage drop source across this resistance and across this capacitance. So I can write the voltage drop across resistance is R into I1 of t. Voltage drop across this capacitance is 1 upon C integration of I1 of t minus I of t, because this is a common element, the current flowing in a downward direction, because I am assuming both the currents clockwise. When this current clockwise means from top to bottom it goes, whereas this current, if you assume clockwise, it goes from bottom to top. So this means it is I1. If you take I1 as positive, then I as negative. So 1 upon C integration of I of t, I1 of t minus I of t. This is the equation number 1, which is equal to right hand side is E of S. This is the first equation. For second equation, voltage drop across inductance is L di by dt, because only one current flows through this, whereas voltage drop across this capacitance is 1 upon C integration of I of t minus I1 of t, because here you have written for this loop I1 minus I, here you have to write I minus I1. Then voltage drop across this coil, that is equal to back EMF, that is EB, which is equal to K2 into I. That I have written. So there is no right hand side of the equation, so 0. So for this third one, there is a mass which is acted upon by a force. The magnetic force is generated by this coil, which is equal to K2 into I. So that is what is the force, which is right hand side of the equation. Whereas here the inertia component of this mass is mx double dot, or m d square x by dt square. For spring, it is 2k, because there are two springs in parallel, so their stiffness gets added up. So 2k into x, and for this damper, b into dx by dt. So this I also, which is equal to K2 into I. So that also I will take it on left side. So minus K2 into I it will become. And then I have written the third equation. So the third, all the three equations I have represented here. So this is equation 2, this is equation 4, this is equation 6. I have rewritten in a proper shape. That is, first I have written the coefficients of I1, then I have written the coefficients of I, then I have written the coefficient of X and right hand side, because there is a first loop, there is a second loop, there is a spring mass system. We have moved from left to right. There is no, it is not necessary to write the equation in a particular fashion. You can take any system first and start writing. That is not an issue. But I have written from left to right. So first loop, first equation, second loop, second equation, third loop, third equation. And in the first loop, I have written coefficients of I1 first, then I next, X third, and right hand side. So in the first equation, we have coefficients corresponding to I1 and I alone. There is no coefficient corresponding to X, but the right hand side is E of S. In the second equation, all the three coefficients are there. That is I1, I, and X. And right hand side is 0. In the third equation, we have no coefficients corresponding to I1, but there is a coefficient corresponding to I and X, and right hand side is 0, because I have taken this K also on this side only. X also we have taken this side only. K2 into I, that is a force, also I have taken on the left hand side, because that is also consist of one variable. Then I have arranged the determinant. I want X as the output, so I will leave out the coefficients corresponding to X. So the third column, the coefficients of X have to be written, are missing. Instead of that, right hand side is written. Right hand side is E of S 0, 0. Whereas coefficients of I1, coefficients of I. This is a numerator determinant. In the denominator determinant, all the three coefficients of the three variables have to be written. I1 in the first column, I in the second column, X in the third. I have written like that. Then I have simplified this. This multiplied by this into this minus this into this, that is 0 only, because this is also 0, this is also 0. Then corresponding to this, if I take this into this, that is 0, this into this is also 0. So it will vanish. But only corresponding to E of S multiplied by this into this into this. I hope you know this. If I want this has to be multiplied, means I have to leave this row and this column and take other row and cross multiply that. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is for 3 into 3 matrix. So this into this minus of minus plus, this into this 0. I have written. Only what remains is E of S multiplied by K2 into divided by C of S. K2 into C of S, I have kept it here only. E of S, I have taken divided by X here. And the denominator determinant, you have to solve this. This multiplied by this into this. That means R plus 1 upon CS into bracket LS plus 1 upon CS into MS square plus BS plus 2K minus of minus plus K1 K2 into S. This much only will come in the denominator. Nothing more than that. Then after simplification, you have to write the ratio of X divided by E. That is what is a transfer function, because X is our output and E, that is supply voltage, is input. Displacement X is the output. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here I will stop. The remaining part, that is a node voltage method, node methods of solving spring mass system, which you have already might have undergone in vibration, but just we want to brush it off, because whatever method I have covered, uh, after some stage it will be of great help, because suddenly you can start writing the equation. How to write the equation for spring mass system, electrical system, by another method, Professor Anand Kulkarni will be continuing. So at present we'll stop it. You take 15 minutes break and he will start. At 10:50 he will come back. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll stop recording temporarily, or